England is covered in creepy, abandoned towns. You know, those places that no one talks about unless they're trying to convince you they are haunted or that you should never go there. And why? Because these towns are straight up off the charts in the creepy factor. These forgotten towns are like the weird, unsettling ex that still shows up in your dreams even though you are totally over it. It feels like they're begging you to find them, but also warning you, hey, maybe do not. Now do not hit that like button yet. You will want to see what we have in store first. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell as if it is the last lifeline before escaping an episode of Ghost Adventures. Let us dive in before we all regret it. Orford, just a small sleepy coastal town in Suffolk, or as I like to call it, the town that is trying to disappear. Seriously, Orford has made a deal with the sea. It is slowly being eaten alive by the coastline. Every year the waves creep a little closer, taking a bit of land with them. It feels like the ocean is saying, nice place you got here, shame if something happened to it. And guess what? Something is happening. Picture this, a charming little village with a medieval castle standing like a proud relic of the past. Too bad the sea has been gnawing at its foundations like a dog with a bone. But don't let that stop you. If you can dodge the rising tide, you'll find a town filled with history, fishing boats, and the kind of quiet you will never find in a city. The population here is so tiny, it is like they have all been prepped for a post-apocalyptic world. We are talking about a few hundred people, probably a few hundred and a couple of ghosts for good measure. Most of Orford's economy revolves around fishing, and probably fishing for things that used to be land. There is a little tourism, but honestly the place might be best known for the fact that it has been trying to survive nature's slow burn, a gradual dissolving into the sea. The weather? Oh, it is classic coastal England, cold, windy and perpetually grey. Imagine living somewhere that feels like the universe's chill setting. There is no escape from that ocean breeze that is somehow too salty and a little too existential. So if you are looking for a place that is a ticking clock, one where the sea has got a head start on taking over, Orford is calling your name. Just hope the waves don't answer first. Town number 2, Hordern, the ghost town with a past it wishes it could forget. Ah, Hordern. Once a thriving mining town, now more of a forgotten horror show that nobody really talks about unless they are making a top 10 creepy places list.
Picture this, a town built on coal mining, where the sky was thick with black smoke and the ground trembled from the constant digging. Sounds like the perfect setting for a horror movie, right? Spoiler alert, the movie is over and the credits have rolled, but Hordern never got the memo. Once home to thousands of people, Hordern's population now hovers at a sadly dwindling number as the place has practically been abandoned after the mines closed. It is like watching a dog with a broken leg trying to limp through the years. Sure, it used to be a bustling blue-collar haven, but now it is like the world forgot to turn the lights back on. The industries are non-existent. The only thing still happening around here is the slow, inevitable decay of a town that built its life on the promise of endless coal and prosperity until it did not. The town's weather is classic northeast England, perpetually grey skies with an occasional drizzle that feels more like a personal insult than a refreshment. And the local wildlife. If you're into abandoned buildings and the odd stray cat, Hordern has you covered. No one is rushing to open a coffee shop or build a trendy new bar. In terms of shopping, let's just say that if you are looking for a vibrant hip spot to grab some brunch, you might want to keep driving. This place is where dreams go to die, but hey, it is still technically a town, so there is that. Dunnock's, or as the locals call it, that place no one talks about until someone brings it up, is a town so obscure it might as well be an old urban legend. No, seriously, you have probably never heard of it. Dunnock's has that kind of charm where it is quietly falling off the map and yet nobody seems to care. It is like the forgotten stepchild of English towns. Everyone knows it exists, but nobody is quite sure how or why. Once upon a time, this town had a modest population with a little life around the fishing industry and
local agriculture. Today it looks like it was supposed to be something more, but life had other plans. Now you drive through and think that there used to be something here, but it is mostly just empty fields and an awkward number of crumbling buildings. The reason for the emptiness is a classic British mix of economic decline and a who needs that place anyway attitude. Dunnock's fell through the cracks of progress, and now it is just quietly rotting in the shadow of better known neighbours. There are no real industries left unless you count the occasional creepily quiet walking tour. Weather here is perfect for contemplating your life choices as the fog rolls in and you wonder how you ended up in the middle of nowhere. It is perpetually grey and damp, kind of like the mood at your least favourite family gathering. And as for the wildlife, think more abandoned farm animals than anything you would post on Instagram. So if you are into weirdly charming ghost towns where life just kind of stopped, Dunnock's might be your new spiritual home. Town number 4, Riddlesdown, the town that never got the memo. Riddlesdown sounds like a name right out of a murder mystery novel, doesn't it? But here is the catch. The only thing mysterious about Riddlesdown is how it has managed to stay so quietly forgotten for so long. This place is the town equivalent of that one person at a party who does not say anything but somehow manages to creep into every conversation. Everyone knows it is there, but absolutely no one ever mentions it. Once upon a time it was a small village with some charm, nestled between the Surrey Hills and the great big meh of modern life. The population, let's call it tightly knit, because it definitely is not growing. Think cosy, rural and completely stuck in a time period that the rest of the world left behind decades ago. If you're the kind of person who likes the idea of being off the grid without having to actually be off the grid, Riddlesdown might just be your jam. But here is the real kicker. Why has it been so easily overlooked? Because there is nothing here. No major industries, no charming cafes, no Instagrammable scenery. The place is so isolated, even the internet feels like it does not want to connect. And do not get me started on the weather. It is always overcast, like the clouds are just hanging out waiting for you to ask, is it ever going to stop? Spoiler, it is not. And while you are strolling through this seemingly timeless ghost town, the only wildlife you will encounter are the occasional foxes looking like they just saw a ghost. It is quiet, it is forgotten, and it is definitely a place you will visit once and wonder why you did not turn back sooner. Town number 5, Swinford, the town that gave up on existence. Swinford, the town that made a lifetime commitment to obscurity. If England had a hall of fame for places so obscure they make you question if they were ever real, Swinford would be the first inductee. It feels like a town that checked out of life early, left a note that said, "Sorry, I will be back later," and never returned. This place does not make headlines, it does not feature in those hidden gems travel blogs. Heck, it does not even make the "you definitely should not visit" lists. It is the town you drive through and think, was that even a town or just a glorified field with a couple of houses? It is that quiet, and it has been that way for decades. The population of Swinford is a real game of numbers, as in how few people can you cram into a town and still technically call it a village. A handful of souls reside here, living a life that feels perpetually paused, with no industry to speak of and no aspirations beyond simply existing. The once thriving economy is non-existent. There is no tourism, no major attractions, and certainly no charming pubs to stop by for a pint. In fact, the only thing that feels thriving here is the thick, soul-sucking fog that rolls in like a heavy blanket, making everything feel even more desolate. The weather is that drizzly, miserable grey that reminds you the universe is playing a cruel joke, and the wildlife, expect to see the occasional rabbit or perhaps a family of deer who are far too accustomed to human presence for comfort. Swinford is not really a town, it is more of an idea. What if we just forgot to live here? Hey, if you like this tour through the weird, creepy corners of England, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the horror. And remember, if you find yourself visiting one of these towns, maybe pack a friend or 100. Preferably one that screams louder than you when the weird noises start. And with that, stay spooky, stay smart. And always remember, if a town is too quiet, it is probably hiding something, and it is definitely not happy to see you.